Let us welcome again the President of INSPIRELI, Mr. Karel Smejkal, whose lecture is going to be about the psychology of architecture dedicated to catastrophe.
So, hello everybody. I hope that you can hear me well. I would like to, at the beginning, try to share my screen. Can you help me with it, please? So, try it. Not yet. Ah, great. Okay. Can you see my screen right now? Perfect. So, hello again. Let me to introduce myself a little bit more. I'm here in two roles. One is, as was already said, as a president and co-founder of INSPIRELI Awards, and my second role is now as a teacher, as a psychologist of architecture. I am head of the psychology of architecture research team at the CTU in Prague, and today I would like to connect on very nice lectures to some different point of view on this disaster and on the role of architects in this, let's say, narrate of the future rebuilding of the port. And I have prepared a really brief topic, which is dedicated to a responsibility in architecture. And I would like to start with a story with me and Alex, because it was both of us who are connected by INSPIRELI Award, because Alex was before a contestant, and then he became to be a member of the jury, and then a member of our INSPIRELI crew. And half a year ago, we met together via social media, and we talked about the situation in Beirut. And because he felt the responsibility about the disaster from Beirut, we started to talk about. And the same was, it was big touch to my heart that we need to do something. That's why we decided to connect the mayor of Beirut and to offer the opportunity to invite the entire architectural community to contribute on rebuilding the port by their ideas. And the idea was to show the students that it is not, how to say, only a foreign country, that Lebanon it can happen everywhere in the world. And this is very important to take a responsibility and to do something. And the way we already chosen was to establish the competition. However, the responsibility is really interesting to focus on a little bit more from the psychological point of view, and mainly in architecture. And maybe I would like to say something more about the background. Maybe you know that the blast in Hiroshima preserved only one building, which were created by Czech architect, and this same one building here, the silo, was again created by a Czech company. And this is a coincidence which we were not informed before, not me and neither Alex. And I feel it as a symbol of something what is beyond us. Let's go on to psychology of architecture and responsibility. Whenever I start my lecture at my university in front of my audience, I'm asking them, what are architects responsible or not? Yeah, and I'm offering them 3 sentences. And if architects feel responsibility for people, or they feel responsibility for their buildings, or if they are responsible only for what they are capable of. And I would like to show you our point of view on this questionnaire. Firstly, I have to say that we provided initial research 5 years ago. We asked 200 architects from 55 nationalities to write down 16 features of a successful architect. So let's imagine that I will meet you and ask you, hey, please, can you describe me by the 16 features the best architect in the world, or the best successful architect? And what has happened? In only 1 week, we received more than 1,200 answers. So it was a big amount. And from that amount, we could create this list of the 16 traits. And as you can see, here is the flexible, empathy, ambitions, imagination, personality, artistic, visionary talent. So there are a lot of features. However, when you think about the amount of architects and amount of features, there were the responsibility missing. Now I will give you a time. How it's possible that 200 architects from 55 countries forgot to write down the responsibility as an important part of a personality of a successful architect? We had to research that because it was a very big surprise for our research team. So, it is because when you look at architects and their product, it means architecture, it's not a product of irresponsible people, of irresponsible creators. So where is the answer on the question why they forgot responsibility to write down to the connection with the personality? So we had to make a definition of it, because it was not easy to look at internet on a Wikipedia and take a responsibility definition, because it was not explaining us the issue. So we have created our own definition, and that it is: responsibility is a manifestation of the meaningfulness of existence in man's personal need to participate in the creation of reality. It means that in case you are responsible, you feel the responsibility, you would like to participate or to contribute and create something new, something better to help. That's why I started this lecture with Alex and me talking about the Beirut port disaster. We wanted to do something, so we took the responsibility to do something. The most important thing is that values determine the content of responsibility and traits determine its scope. So it means that values are showing what I am about and traits what I am capable of. Now let's talk more about it. Can a child take a responsibility for piloting an aircraft? From the values, yes, because they want it, they understand what they should do, but for the traits, they are not capable of. Of course not. The architects, they understand buildings and then can therefore take responsibility for their construction. Because I'm an architect, I studied 6 years architecture, and it was all dedicated to creation of the construction of the buildings. However, I had no study about humans. That's the fundamental issue. Can an architect take responsibility for the people for whom he designs an artificial environment without studying the people? I think that it's not easy. Architecture serves to satisfy human needs. That's why we architects exist. That's why architecture exists. However, the psychology is the science that studies them. So, let's look at this architecture. I found this picture in the website with the most ugly architecture in the world. On the left side, you can see the traits nominated by 200 architects as traits of a successful architect. And here you can see, can it be possible to stop architect to do such a not good architecture? Some of these traits, for example, flexible. Yes, this architecture can be made or created by flexible architect. Yes, ambition, of course. He was really ambitious. He has big imagination. Yes, he was creative, intelligent, and he was really communicative, because without communication he could not do something like that. He was open, passionate, he was a good manager, visionary, talented. But when you think about this building and when it was finished, everybody, I think that all of you think that it's not a proper building to be built in our environment. So the only thing, only one trait can stop him to finish this building, to create it. And I think that it is the missing responsibility. Because the responsibility is, again, the will to contribute onto creation something good, something responsible, not for me, but for the rest of the population in that area. So the architect's task is to move man from the mode of wanting to the mode of needing. Because people often want what they don't need. We are a service for people. Architects need to think about the people of Beirut when they will make a proposal of how to change this area. So this is what I wanted to highlight today, that it is the responsibility. And it was the responsibility what made me to go to visit the port in the day of memory, 1 year after the disaster. So this is the end of my very brief presentation, and I hope that I opened your minds to focus more on the people before you will start to create an architecture. Thank you for your attention.